But close the door, please. Thank you. So you could check me out there and follow me there. And why you're interrupting me again? I'm trying to make the outro and you're just interrupting me. I know you died, but still in the game. Well, please, when you die in your game, just be quiet and let me do my work.
Bullshit.
Hi over there, welcome back to this YouTube channel. My name is Julia, and in today's clip I am actually going to do a review about the Carnival XL Pro palette from Stacey Marie X BPERFECT Cosmetics. I got the XL one because I'm just jumping right into the intro, right? This palette, it retails for £42, which is really pricey. I mean, not necessarily really pricey for the fact that it has 30 shades of eyeshadows and 10. Oh yeah, actually no, there's 40 shades. So 30 mattes, 10 shimmers and 3 highlighters. Because at the end at some point I'm saying 30, but I was wrong. Yeah, 40 and 3 highlighters. So you get a lot for what you pay. You also have a mirror in it, and the packaging is really nice. It is cardboard, but to be quite honest with you, it's quite not that heavy, which is really nice. But I find it a bit hard to keep the mirror in my hands. I feel it would be not much nicer to have it standing like this somewhere. But anyways, never mind. And the reason why I'm saying I bought the XL one is because they have the kind of like original one, which is tinier. But who would buy that one with £40? I feel it's so weird to me to understand. I don't know, I have no clue how manufacturing and all that jazz works, but why is it only £2 difference? Why you don't make that one cheaper? Or why you didn't make this one more expensive? But at the same time, I'm grateful they didn't, because I already thought it's a tad bit expensive. But at the same time, you know, it is what it is. Pigmented, it seems really pigmented, and I'm spoiling my video. Well done, Julia. Anyways, I'm gonna shush my mouth when it comes to the shades and what I felt about them. This is the look I created. I hope you are gonna find something useful in this video. And yeah, subscribe, stay close to this channel, because I do keep my content consistent. Or if you want to see more of me, follow me on Instagram, because I'm there too, and also TikTok. So yeah, let's jump into the palette to create some looks with it. I actually do have Fair Play on my face. It's a very nice and lovely shade. However, it's a golden shade with some kind of icy undertones, if that makes sense. I would not say I'm necessarily obsessed. I usually genuinely love golds, but I do not try the second one because it kind of looks a bit dark for my skin tone. I still have time to try it. I'm definitely gonna try it, but I went safe today. I did prime my lids with Catrice Camouflage Concealer, and I really wanna do 2 different eyes, so you know, get ready. I also have clean brushes, but if I'm not gonna use one clean, I'm cleaning it here. I'm gonna start with the right eye, and I'm gonna take a fluffy brush. And I think I'm just gonna go into the shade Ecstasy. It looks very pigmented. I've seen this shade before, so you know, I'm really curious how much fallout I'm gonna have. I hope not that much on my face. So yeah, let's just, wow, that is really neon, I would say. Just gonna put it in my crease, that's my plan. So far, there's no fallout on my face whatsoever. I did tap the product, the excess of the product, into the pan in itself, because I don't want to waste the color. I mean, sometimes I'm like, I don't care, but since it's a new palette, I'm taking care of it as if it like it will be my baby. So yeah, but there's no fallout on my face, so that's good. I don't mind fallout on my face, but I feel with very pigmented shades sometimes, or if they're pressed pigments, they do tend to leave a cast on my face. So that's why I necessarily prefer not having that situation. But if that's happening, well, I'm doing my eyes first, and that is that. I really don't want to play safe today, so I think what I'm gonna go with now is shade Lit. And you know, I want to try as many shades as I want to, and I'm gonna put Lit on this eye in the crease. I expected it to be a bit more punchy. Not gonna lie, I expected it to be a bit more popping. I feel it's not as neon as this, for example, but also the lighting is very, very bright, so I might be not seeing it properly. It's dark outside, so I don't know. I was having other expectations from it. But it's good, it blends out, you know, it's very lovely, I would say. But I love, like, I'm living for shade Ecstasy, I'm not gonna lie, I love that one. So I'm gonna use shade Foolish on this eye and kind of like blend the edges. And I'm planning to use on the other eye with the orange, the shade Funky. I really don't want to play safe today, so I'm taking risks here. I'm not quite sure if I like it or not. I don't know, we'll see. So I think I'm gonna go with shade Make Waves, and I'm gonna put it on the lid, and on the other eye, I'm gonna put shade Snowboat. That shade Make Waves, it's an actual good shade. For example, when you apply it first, I feel it is, I'm sorry, but my under eyes is just a joke. So shade Make Waves, when you apply it first, it looks like it's going to be a horrible shade because it doesn't pack a punch. But if you layer it up the second time, it pretty much makes itself opaque, and it's a very pigmented shade, and I really love it. And it does not have fallout on my face, which is good. Again, I really enjoy that because I am a person who does her foundation first on a quick day on the go, and I really love color, implementing color sometimes in a quick look, and therefore I know I can count so far on this palette on that aspect. I feel shade Snowboat was a bit tricky, like not necessarily tricky, but harder to make it opaque and pack a punch than the Make Waves one. So I'm not mad at it, but I'm not saying I love it. Like, I really am digging into it. Like, it does pack, but I'm literally scratching the heck out of the shade, and it started to make that kind of like shiny bend on top, and I'm like, that should not happen. You're 42 pounds. And because I'm going a bit nuts with my under eye situation, I'm gonna go with the Hype on this eye and with Wasted on this eye, just to really set my concealer, because it's just, I don't understand, but my under eye situation does sabotage me a bit because I feel it looks very dry underneath my eyes with the shade, the Hype, much more than shade Wasted. So I'm not quite sure what's the state of that. It could be my under eye, to be quite honest. I don't know, my face is so crusty. I'm trying to use up this foundation from Makeup Revolution. I know I'm changing the subject, but I'm really sorry, I'm very frustrated with my face. It is the Fast Base foundation. I actually have it here, this one. And seriously, I'm trying to use it up, and I think I'm just gonna throw it away because this is horrible on my skin. It is horrible. Since 2 weeks I'm trying to use it up, and my skin is just not liking this. Although I'm trying to use it up for the sake of not throwing it away. I don't like throwing stuff out. So yeah, I'm really sorry I can't give you a kind of like opinion on the under eye part because it looks very crusty. It really does, and the Hype does interact with my crustiness. It's just not cute at all. Now I want to go with shimmers, and I'm gonna go with Orchid on this eye and the shade next to it, Temptation, on the other eye, and let's see how shiny these are on my eyes. I don't know how to speak today for some reason. Oh, a teeny tiny bit of fallout. It's coming. And I realized I didn't put anything in my waterline. I always use lately actually my Max Factor Kohl Pencil in White. It's a really good one, and you know, it doesn't move around. Any white liner will do, to be quite honest with you, but I really like that one, so yeah. And I want to go with shade White Dough on this waterline and Keen on the other. But yeah, I'm gonna go and put some lashes, fake lashes, and also my mascara. So I'll be right back. I must say I feel more confident with my eyelashes on, and I realized, for example, because I didn't have any eyeliner whatsoever, I did use shade Lights Out to make sure I have some sort of line, so you know you won't be able to see they're fake. I mean, you can tell, but you know what I mean, with the whole band, all of that jazz. So now I'm gonna start the process of swatching all of them. So I just wanted to give you a heads up that with some of the shades I'm layering them up, because usually mattes don't swatch very well. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So this is the first row, and we have shade Keen, Boy Bye, Wasted, Reckless, Mood, Make Waves, Slow Burn, and Pillow Talk. Swatches do not explain the performance of an eyeshadow, it's just for you for a reference as color-wise. This is the second row, and the shades are Fortune, Pink Me, Backchat, Persuasion, Peppermint, Soft Spot, Splendor, and Fade. This is the third row, and the shades are Lit, In Lust, Funky, Makeup, Why Though, Cargo, Basic, Inspire. I just want to interrupt the swatching and say this shade Snowboard for some reason is just not working even as a swatch for me. I'm not quite sure why is that, because I've seen other people swatching it and it looks beautiful. It's just way too hard pressed to a point where I can't even get the shade out of it. So yeah, just a heads up. And this is the fourth row, Shuffle, Foolish, Orchid, Temptation, The Hype, Snowboat, Hole, and Vex. What I want to say is that some of them swatched very nicely, very smooth, but some of them seem to be very well pressed. And this is the last row with shades Inferno, Valentine, Peep Talk, Influence, Ecstasy, Nuke, Intuition, and Lights Out. Yeah, I really do feel more confident with my eyelashes because, to be quite honest with you, my skin, it doesn't look at its greatest, and it did put me into a kind of like bad mood, not gonna lie, but I'm trying to drag myself out of that zone and tell you what I really think about this palette. So far I've used one highlighter, which is Fair Play, and I feel it really is a wonderful highlight. I never had so far something like this which is kind of goldeny and icy at the same time. So I'm not quite sure personally how I feel about it, the shade in itself. However, it is very blinding and I truly like how it looks on my skin. It doesn't stay on top. It really is lovely for that brow bone highlight. So far the first highlight, I really like it. I'm gonna try the other two in another video because, to be quite honest with you, I don't think it's going to be the first and last video I do with this palette in the sense of like having it reviewed, because there are so many shades. I only used Keen, Lit, Foolish, Orchid, Funky, Wasted, Temptation, Ecstasy, The Hype, Why Though, Make Waves, Showboat, and Lights Out. Like, those are around 12 shades if my math is not wrong, and they are really lovely shades. I feel the only one that I was not really necessarily obsessed with is Showboat, because literally I had to drag into it so much that I can get to this stage of being opaque. It's not funny when it comes to its being, I don't know, like if you layer it up it's alright, but it just takes a bit of time to make it that opaque, which, to be quite honest with you, I don't know if I'm alright with that, because this is 24 pounds. 24 pounds? I wished it's 42 pounds. What? I mean, it's only one shade, I get it, so yeah, but it's just, like I said, I'm in a really not that good mood because of my skin, so I feel anything can trigger me today. But anyways, the rest is lovely. I'm not quite sure how I'm feeling about this look, but Ecstasy, to be quite honest with you, so far, it is just, the palette in itself is worth, I feel. Not necessarily the whole 42 pounds, but at least half of it for just that shade because it's just stunning. I just love the pigmentation and how neon it is, and yeah, I really like it. So I want just to say, you know, I hope this video was useful to a certain extent. The colorful shades so far that I used, I really love them. It was just that one, this one, which I felt it was too much to work with. But I wouldn't say, you know, it's the end of the world. Like I said, I'm not having my best mood today, so that's why I'm like, but I don't think it's that bad if I'm coming back to my inner self, my general self, where I'm very like, you know, you have to learn how a shade works and figure it out with its, like I usually do tend to say, you know, whenever you learn how to work with a shade, it's fine as long as you realize what it's going wrong with it or what is going right with it. And I feel because now I do realize how to place it and make it really opaque, I would not be bothered the next time I'm using it. But anyways, I think I would need to do another video or do more tutorials with it. I so far recommend it, but I do not use all of them. What I usually do is do more tutorials over my IG, so you might as well you might follow me there so you can actually not miss any tutorial involving this palette and other palettes and other products as well. So yeah, I will see you hopefully within the next one. Bye.